This podcast is proud to be part of the Talk Sport Fan Network.
Talk Sport. Powered by fans.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
This episode is proud to be sponsored by Now, where you can stream Sky Sports flexibly. Catch the biggest games this season how you want, when you want. The football season is back, and you can keep up with all the action on Sky Sports with a Now membership. Whether you're perched on the edge of your sofa or hiding behind it, you can capture more of the drama this season with Now. The heat of the moment, the 90th minute winner, that last-ditch tackle, the pride on the line, and the best bit, you can dip in for the derby or stay for the season. With a Now month membership, you can stream all Sky Sports channels flexibly. No fuss. Go to nowtv.com to find out more about sports memberships. 18 plus, UK only. Minimum speed 2.5 megabits per second. Live scheduling may be subject to change. Full terms apply.
And welcome to our new 1875 B9 podcast, Story of the Blues. Over the weeks, months and years, we're going to be linking up with former players, staff of the club, authors, supporters, and anybody that's got a connection to our great club, Birmingham City, given that it's the 150th year anniversary. So the game on Saturday is against Norwich City. Keith Bertschin, the legend of Birmingham City and Norwich, played for both. And Keith Dixon, you have written a wonderful book, 150 Years of Birmingham City. So when I was looking around the guest for our first show, I thought, couldn't have any better guests than Birch and Dicko. And by the way, we are going to be doing, and Chris is producing it, we are going to be doing lots and lots of this. There's loads in the pipeline. Hopefully we're going to get a book out of it as well, or a couple of books out of it, Keith. And Dicko's going to be writing it, but he hasn't said yes, and he actually doesn't know anything about it at the moment. So welcome, boys. Welcome. You're looking great. You're looking younger than the last time that I saw both of you.
It's a terrible thing, eyesight.
I still got to go back to Specsavers. I should have gone in April, but I'm going to in the new year now. Keith, let's start with your book, 150 Years about Birmingham City. Why and how, and what a labour of love it must have been. And have you got a copy? I don't want one. I've got one for Christmas, so mine's in the post somewhere. Good. And Amazon will probably be delivering it. So have you got one that you can show the cameras?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And how did you start? Because you have written now, is this your 12th or 11th book on Birmingham City?
My 12th book, I believe.
Your 12th book?
Yeah. Which is, it is a labour of love, there's no question about that. But this book really was at the imagination of my publishers, Pitch.
Yeah.
Who are the UK's number one sports publisher. Yeah. I mean, they are tremendous. And they came to me saying, did you know the Hibs were celebrating their 150th, Blackburn Rovers are celebrating their 150th, and just by chance, so is Birmingham City. How do you fancy writing a book on them? I said, well, there's no real problem with answering that question. I'd be delighted to do it. And they left it to me then. So
that's nice.
So you have to put a submission into your publisher, obviously. And so I came up with this idea of it being 150 years of a remarkable football club, based on the fact that we've been on the scene for 150 years and
never won the FA Cup.
Never won the FA Cup, never won the Championship. Yeah. But there's some fantastic things about the club. So that is the book.
And when is the actual anniversary, Keith? Because there's no specific birth date, is there? But it's widely accepted that it was November 1875, isn't it?
That is the only thing that's, I think, been acknowledged now. Yeah. I was at a History and Heritage Committee meeting on Monday, and it was debated then. But nobody knows the exact date, which is why they're christening this Saturday as the date. It's as good a guess as anybody, really.
Which will be the 22nd of November.
Correct.
And it will be a heavenly birthday to the great Frank Worthington, who will be 77 the day after, which lovely link there to Keith Bertschin, one of his partners. You look so young, Keith.
Well, talking about Frank, I think would be better. I adored him really, and you couldn't help but just understand what a wonderful player he was, and to play with him for as long as I did, and just have the friendship off the field as well. I feel privileged and lucky. Yeah.
What was he like as a bloke going out socially with Frank Worthington? I would imagine he was a babe magnet for a start.
He could be, but we never kind of went out really on that vibe. Yeah. I think we were just quite pleased to spend a bit of time together. Mm-hmm. And, he'd done one or two odd things to me. I don't know where I was. We might have been abroad, and I was at the bar, and he must have snuck up and got a drink. I just felt the Guinness go down my head. And he said, "It's lovely here, isn't it?" I was soaked. I said, "It is, it's marvellous." And we just laughed, and it was unlike him really, but he loved it, and we had a bit of fun. And I think it was at the end of the season where we'd done okay. I think we got promotion, and we were just having a bit of time on our own, and we'd wandered off, which we did quite a bit, which will be forever in my memory. And there was times when it was all guns blazing, and there were times where we just chilled out, and he was the nicest, quietest bloke on the planet, but when he did open his mouth, normally something fairly funny came out of it.
Frank Worthington, your memories of Frank. We did a podcast, and Keith Carney gave us some time. Alan Kirbishley did, and the great Joe Gallagher as well. Yeah. I mean, Frank is always in my all-time Birmingham City 11 because I think he's an absolute legend. He couldn't just play football. He could make that football talk, couldn't he? He was just a god.
Yeah. Well, I employed Frank at the NEC. They used to have an event which was sports orientated, and had him doing a signing for me. Yeah. And he was just a magnet for fans, not just the Blues fans. He was just a character that everybody sort of admired. But there's a great, I hope it's a great little story. When I brought out a book which was a biased book on the rivalry between the Blues and the Villa. Yes. I entitled it Bad Blood.
Yeah, I've got that book. Yeah.
So I took it to Ian Dutton, who was commercial manager at the time, and he said, "We can't stock the book." So I was disappointed. He said, "Because of the title." So I said, "You're just banning it on the title?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Because it'll mess up our efforts to have a wonderful relationship with and their neighbours."
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Well, my reaction was exactly the same. On that particular night that he'd banned me book because of the title, there was an event on at the club. Yeah, and one of the ex-players was Frank. So I'm sitting on the same table as Ian Dutton with a few wrapped up copies of Bad Blood in brown paper so nobody would see them, for mates of mine who were at the event. Tom Ross announces Frank Worthington. Frank comes straight on SOTV. The whole place starts to sing it. And I leaned over to Ian Dutton and said, "That's the relationship we've got with our near neighbours."
Would you like a book?
He wouldn't take the book, and he'd still banned it.
Blimey.
Yeah. But that was Frank.
And Keith, you come to Birmingham City in 77. What was it like in those days where you joined? It was Willie Bell, wasn't it, that signed you at the Blues?
I had a quick chat because, relatively speaking, I was still fairly young.
Yeah, you're 21, weren't you?
I had my 21st here. So
yeah, okay.
21 all right.
You played for the under-21s, didn't you, while you was at Ipswich?
Yeah, and I really spent a good bit of time before I left with Paul Mariner. Yeah. And, he was great, God bless him. And he said, "Go and do what I've done. I've come from Plymouth, I've come to here, and I felt I've learnt my trade." He says, "Go out, you're going to play with some terrific players, especially one." Yeah. And, from that moment onwards, I thought, this is where I've got to try and cut loose and go for it. And as I say, bumped into Trevor straight away, and we got on very, very well. And then all of a sudden, bang, it's like I've been there all the time. So it was it's always a move, isn't it? You never quite know how it's going to go.
Absolutely.
And it was probably my happiest time, really, if I was honest. That first season, I think Trevor and I played every game.
Yeah.
Even 6 or 7 end of season games that he'd been asked to play, and he dragged me along. So I don't know how many games we played, but we played a lot. And I think that season was so good for both of us. And then unfortunately, we both incurred injury the following season, which broke it all up a little bit. But that first year was a special year, and maybe my most enjoyable.
And special goals. I mean, Keith, we remember that goal at Arsenal. I was showing Jude, my grandson, who's an absolute mad Blues nut, so you've got to sign his autograph book before you leave. And Jude's reaction was, fucking hell, Grandad, what a goal that was.
How old was he?
Yeah, he's 8. And he's gone, that was his left foot as well. Yeah. Were you left-footed, Keith, or were you on both sides? Because that was one hell of a strike against Pat Jennings.
Sure. Well, 2 things. My father played at a fairly decent level, and he played off both feet.
Yeah.
So the first thing he kind of got me to do was get used to playing off my left foot, which is my weaker foot.
Yeah.
And I don't know, by the time I was 10 or 12, I could play off both feet. So it's just practice, really. Yeah. And I wouldn't have known a few goals that I got with my left peg. It just the ball would never fall badly for you because you could use either foot.
Absolutely.
Which was kind of handy,
Yeah. And 2 hat-tricks you scored for us as well. Against Luton away, Kenilworth Road, and Orient at home.
Yeah, I mean, the Luton one, the game was going backwards and forwards, so it was quite interesting, and probably wouldn't happen now, but a few friends of mine, just friends I've met in Birmingham, in Solihull.
Yeah.
They'd come down to the game, and I said to Jim Smith, is it all right if I come home with Tony? And he says, Tony? I says, yeah, he's just a mate of mine. He says, after today's game, he says, you can do what you want. He says, as long as you're back for Monday, he says, go and enjoy yourself, and so all was well. And I just remember the coach going past. I was in a little car with my mate, and you could do that in them days.
Yeah, you could. Keith, the 70s was a great era for Birmingham City. A lot of people say it was our most successful. But really, the most successful period for us was the 50s. We got to FA Cup final, got beat by Man City. Bert Troutman broke his neck, still played on. The great Spud Murphy collided with him, didn't he? After the game. Ken Barnes played for Man City that day. And a Shadowbang left Birmingham because he was born in Birmingham, Smallheath, and lived down in Kitts Green. Ken Barnes.
Was he not the father of Peter Barnes?
We've done a podcast with the great Peter Barnes as well, and Pete was telling me.
He was in our England youth team and under 21s, and I loved him, and what a good player he was, and it was a really, we had great times, and we had fun, and when you had to go to work, everyone switched on, and it was a decent team, and when you really had like Wilkins and Robson and Barnes, who's going to beat you?
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
No, they're superb. We have some great players. Going back to your book, Keith, how does it start? Have you got various chapters? Have you got players in there? Have you got managers? Have you got decades of Birmingham City? So is it 15 chapters plus others? What's the dynamics of the book?
Now, the dynamics of the book is there's 21 chapters.
Got ya. In particular, 21, was that a reason, or did you just stumble over it?
No, it was 20 originally, but then, of course, Blues decided... The book was due out in August.
Got ya.
That's when it came in a bit later than that.
Sure.
Because the publishers rang me and said, you've met your deadline. It looks like you're going to get a Wembley. It looks like you're going to get promoted. So I can't bring a book out in September 2025 that doesn't refer to that. Yes. So I had to write... Chapter 21, which was promotion the first time of asking. But the book I've taken, because I've been very fortunate enough to talk to some of the leadership team of the Knighthead Management Group.
Yeah.
And as a businessman, I appreciate the fact that they have a strategy.
Yes.
And their strategy was to come... they knew they couldn't buy in the Premier League because if you didn't buy a top 6 club, you're investment was at threat. So they came and looked for a big city. So the book starts off trying to somehow encapsulate their strategy. So the first 2 chapters are about Small Heath and Birmingham.
Areas.
Yeah.
Not
the history
Small Heath Alliance and Birmingham, then Birmingham City.
No, the areas.
Yeah, yeah.
So, for instance, your research finds out the Hippodrome, for instance, is the busiest theatre in the UK.
Really?
There's a crater called Birmingham on the moon.
Is there really?
And that's part of the remarkable stuff.
How big's the crater?
Don't ask me technical questions. So, and I got pictures of the green horse baths, swimming baths and that sort of stuff.
Oh, right.
So it starts off selling Birmingham very strongly. Then I've decided, because I didn't want it to be encyclopedic, I've done notable games and linked it to promotions, the first.
Because you have done 50 Birmingham City matches in the past as a book, haven't you?
Yeah, 50 matches, yeah. I used to get phone calls from Blues fans saying, what's your next book, 250 great throw-ins?
Possibly.
I didn't pursue that.
Yeah.
So it goes on notable games.
Yeah.
And then again to reflect the strategy of the Knighthead team. I've done a chapter on Blues women.
Good.
I think that's the first ever printed.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Recognising their victories in the Cup and
Ashton Gate.
Some of those elements were quite surprising to me as a Blues fan.
They weren't surprising to me because I was there with the girls. I used to be the microphone person.
So that was good. Also, there's a chapter on the academy, which includes every player that's played 10 games or more, and then the 7 return on investment players, where we actually made a profit on them, sold them off, people like Nathan, Damari, etc. Then there's a chapter on More Than a Player, which is about the players who have come back to the club to either manage or be a coach or...
Is Keith in that? Because he come back to Birmingham, scored 2. And coach as well, yeah. With Brucey?
Yeah. So I missed that one, Keith, sorry.
Well, I won't lose any sleep over it.
But so the beauty of it is very much sort of my interpretation of the 150 years. That's the beauty you have as an author. I didn't want it to be encyclopedic.
Yeah, sure.
I've made a list at the back of what I believe to be a definitive list of all the players that played in the first team for Blues. There's a chapter on Beau Bromley. It's obviously the book's dedicated to Trevor Francis.
Gotcha.
What else? Yeah, there's a chapter on managers. There's a chapter on the ground.
Foreign players.
That's in, but that's in not so much foreign, but international. I know so it includes Northern Ireland. There's a big section on Mike Taylor, for instance, our most capped player of all time. It's a real volume, and I've loved doing it. And there's a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Because I write for Late Tackle.
Yes, you do. You're still doing that.
Yeah. So I put the articles in there that are relevant.
Any music references? Yeah. Because Keith was massive on music, big fan, and a big mate of probably the greatest, Jeff Lynne, ELO.
Yeah. Well, there's a big chapter on blues celebrity fans.
Okay.
Which starts with Tom Ross and ends with Tom Brady, which I think may have been
Tom. Yeah, fair play.
But there is a chapter on blues in music.
Does Rossi think that he's a celebrity, by the way?
Well, I think he's a celebrity.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of being the author.
He was a DJ down the blues years ago.
Yeah, and he's in
Rossi.
There is a chapter called Blues in Music, which includes the Blues Brothers, which was Tom and Ian Danter.
Yeah, I remember it. They done singing the blues, didn't they? Used to play down the ground all the time.
And Harry Lauder, obviously a big Keep Right On.
Have you heard the new Keep Right On?
No.
I was at the ladies' game on Sunday. It's Eddie Luna. I think it's really good. I mean, there's others that probably don't, but I think it's magnificent. I also thought that our first World Cup winner was magnificent, the great Alberto Tarantino, bringing Keith back into play.
Well,
some lad, wasn't he?
Yeah. I was staying at supporter's house. It was a fairly big house in Ellingham.
Yeah.
They were a family of blues fanatics as well.
Yeah.
Norman, Simon. And he said, we've got another guest coming. And I said, oh, yeah, great. What do I do? He says, Tarantini. So I said, well, and I'd heard, obviously, that, they were trying to get him. And anyway, he turned up. and couldn't hardly speak any English. Do with kind of making gestures and so on and so forth. But he was a great kid. Yeah. His wife was nice. So, I got to know him quite well. And he kind of didn't stick to me, but I was his mate, you know what I mean? Because I lived in the same place as him. And so anyway, we had one of our first games, our pre-season games. I think it was away at Plymouth. And he'd come to me if you need anything, you know, to explain anything. And he kind of comes running over to me at half time as we're walking off. He says, my fingers. I said, what are you on about your fingers? He says, they're killing me. And he was looking down towards his feet. I said, they're your toes, you know. And he laughed, and at least it took the pain away. Yeah. He said, oh, my fingers. I said, it ain't your fingers, your toes. And these boots were a bit tight on him, you know. And from then on, you know, I spent a lot of time with him, really, really liked him. And he got a bit frustrated, I think, from time to time when it wasn't going as well. Yeah. But there was times where, you know, you don't do what he does if you're not a really good player. And I think he, you know, was one of the first foreign players coming over to the top division over here anyway. Yeah. And it didn't all run smoothly, but a lot of it did. And, you know, eventually he went back and won another 10 titles somewhere in Argentina, you know. So he was a good player.
Probably either River or Boca. I'm not too sure. I've not really researched
but he was a really, really good kid. So I think it was a little bit of a difficult time, as I remember. It's a bit cloudy.
Well, it was, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't the greatest of seasons. No. And he'd just come on the back of winning the World Cup and probably the most colourful World Cup, all the ticker tape coming down. And I mean, playing up, you know, with the likes of Leopoldo Luque and Mario Kempes, and he got Keith Bertschin playing up.
I bet he's thinking, what would that? But no, he was a great lad and brave because coming over here and so on and so forth, which he did. But I have fond memories. You know, obviously if things had gone a little bit better, he might have stayed longer. But it was a difficult time. But he certainly give it a go, and really, really good lad. I remember he came in and we had boxes, you know, for first division players, second division players, and there was like 8v2 in each box, something like that. And so I told him, first division, second division. He says, you have a box for World Cup winners? I says, no, you'll be on your own with that one. So, it was all good fun, you know.
Something we've never actually thought of down the Blues.
Not really, no. But it was a fair point. But he was a good lad, really good lad. I'd love to meet him again, you know. I haven't seen him for
He's on Twitter.
20
He's on Twitter. We'll send it to Alberto. No, I know you don't, but Alberto does.
Okay.
And you had great hair. In those days, both you and Alberto, you were like brothers, weren't you? I mean, Trevor had the perm as well. It was quite the thing.
No.
Did Don Givens even have a perm in them days, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, certainly had. Yeah? Yeah, he certainly had longer hair and it was all curly and all that. Maybe it was just one of them things, but good old Don, he was great as well, you know, a legend at QPR and came and had a brilliant job for us. So, a really good lad and good player, Don,
Keith, you're looking into your book. What have you sourced for us, mate?
Well,
what have we got?
Just that he's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And there's an article called The Blues Brothers, which refers obviously to the 2 World Cup winners there. And then Alberto Terrantini and obviously Duga.
Was you there with Brucey when we had Duga?
I was.
What was Chris... See, my Jude, he'll go, Grandad, who's your favourite 3 players? I ain't going to say my top one is I've got in a lot of hot water with that one. Right. And then I'll go, you, and, who else? Trevor. And he'll go, not Dugarry. And I go, no, Jude, Dugarry was a great... And he'd strop off. He absolutely loves and adores Dugarry. And the nice thing with YouTube these days, the kids can look at that and see players. What was Christoph like?
Well, I liked him.
Yeah.
And he was, 6'2", 6'3". He was lean. He could go both ways. And like many forwards, I mean, when he was hot, you couldn't touch him, you know, and occasionally it could blow hot and cold.
Yeah.
But when he first arrived, there was like just heat. And, which is a nice way to remember him, you know. Yeah. But my God, he could play, and it was no surprise that, you know, he'd done what he'd done. Mm-hmm. And he kept himself in good nick.
Yeah.
And again, the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Until he got upset, you know.
You pros are like that though, aren't you? Tommy Smith was a nice guy until you...
Anyway, but Christoph was, he was something, he was something.
The Southampton game, we've got to talk about that. Is that in your book? I mean, Gordon Strachan, actually, I think it was on, was it on Match of the Day or was it ITV that had it in those days? And Strachan was moaning that Dugarry actually refereed the game as well. Not that he had the whistle, but he just controlled the game, and even the referee just give Dugarry everything. But I thought, out of all my time of watching Blues, I'd say that game against Southampton was the best individual performance I've ever seen from the Blues fan. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was stunning, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and obviously then, when you set the bar so high, it's quite difficult to maintain it all the time. I mean, he did for quite a number of games. But I think people could understand why he'd done what he'd done.
Yeah.
I also think, you know, he came in, it was like a blur of wizardry, and then it can drop off, and, you know, that's how things work. But when he was on it, my goodness, he turned games on his own.
Because he come from Bordeaux, didn't he?
Yeah.
Zidane also come from Bordeaux. I don't think he played with Zinedine though, did he?
I think there was a few. It might have been it might have been one of his pals.
Really?
It might have been, yeah.
Because I mean, coming away from Zinedine Zidane, it's a bit of a culture shock, anyhow, isn't
it? But I think that was one of his pals. To be honest,
definitely in the French national team. But I think he might have moved on to Juventus then and to Real Madrid. Yeah. What else you got for us, Dicko? What you got? You're looking at me and you're looking at your book.
No.
You want to talk about Christoph?
No, not particularly, but it's interesting your close relationship with Tarantini, because I've been approached by a guy who's writing a book.
Right.
Planning to write a book on Alberto Tarantini.
Yeah, me too.
Have you? Is it Shelley, Andrew Shelley or something like that?
Yes, yeah. And, you know, because I lived with him for a little while.
Yeah. Did you drive over here?
I done most of the driving.
Okay.
But he did drive, yeah.
Because then you moved into your own house, didn't you, when you were the only one that didn't have a key?
Christ. Everybody had a key, yeah. I had to ask the players for my own house to see if I can get in. But, it was fun, and Kerbishley lived with me for a while, 6 months maybe.
Yeah.
And, again, great times, and funnily enough, I've just seen him last week, and he's still going great guns.
Still looks great, don't he, Kerbs?
He's good, yeah. And maybe just had a little bit too long out of management to come back in.
Yeah.
But, you know, done ever so well when he was manager. And was a really good player and all.
And again, took you down to watch the Who, didn't he, after the Fulham game?
Unbelievable, you know. Yeah. Just a little bit unfortunate, because at half-time I remember saying to him, he was at my house at the time, lived staying at my house.
Yeah.
I remember saying, "Oh, blimey." I said, we're having a good day, aren't we?
3-0 up, what, mid-half-time?
And he said something like, well, it's only going to get better. I went, marvellous, I can't believe it. Anyway, we lost 4-3.
Gordon Davies, I think, scored hat-trick.
Lost 4-3, didn't speak all the way down there. And then finally, I said, we'll have to sort out Sunday. So you've got to try and just enjoy it. Of course, with his connection to the with his brother, he'd watched him since it was a good night.
Yeah.
But it was still a bit painful when I thought about the game.
It always is, though, isn't it? You know, fans look at the players and think, you don't care. You've just got turned over. You don't. You care more than the fans, don't you?
No,
it's your profession. It's your job.
I don't know how long it took. I don't know how long it took us to get to Wembley, but we didn't hardly say a word. No. And only when, you know, he went and saw his brother and I went with him and I met the band, and then I thought, I've got to focus on this for an hour or two because, you know, I'm like 10 foot from Townsend and Daltrey, you know. Yeah. So, it was a really interesting opening game of the season, I think it was as well.
It definitely was.
But as it turned out, everything worked out. But as usual with Birmingham, we done it the hard way.
We did in that last game against Notts County. I don't know, is that game in there?
Yeah, 3rd of May.
Yeah, did you score the first goal, Keith, with diving header?
I scored.
You definitely scored one.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was the first, yeah.
But again,
Frank didn't start, did he, that game?
No, I think Don started. In fact, I think he crossed it for me.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of... There was likes of Stevie Lennox, Tony Evans, Frank.
Yeah.
Myself, Don. And so there was always quite a bit of competition.
Yeah, there was.
Kind of in the end, it all worked out. But as usual, it was like, the last gasp.
What was it like losing Trevor? Because, we sold Trevor in February 79. What was the kind of dressing room like when the greatest player that we've ever had has left and gone to Nottingham Forest? And then look at the coin, the other side of it, that we brought in Frank, we brought in Curbs, and we brought in Archie, and we brought in Colin Todd.
Alan Ainscough.
Yeah, Alan. We bought some great players with that Trevor Francis money. So
Colin Todd.
What a legend.
Colin Todd was like a Rolls Royce.
In my all-time 11 Birmingham team, Colin Todd.
He was a Rolls Royce, and it spoils you really when you watch other players play in that position.
Yeah.
Because, he weren't 6'4". He might have been 5'10".
He was magnificent.
But he was almost as wide as he was tall.
Yeah.
And the physique, it was scary.
Yeah.
And the speed and the pace of him, he would probably be up there with best centre halves I've played with.
Yeah.
Probably him and Beattie.
How did he differ from? Because Kevin Beattie, arguably without injuries, over 100 England caps. Beattie.
Yeah. Well, they both had incredible pace for a start.
But one wore a jockstrap.
Well, that's also true. But they both had pace.
Yeah.
And it spoils you when they're really rapid.
Yeah.
It kind of it quietens strikers down, because if there's a race, there's a winner, only one winner.
Yeah.
So it means that you can press a little bit higher up the pitch, force the game a little bit, because who's gonna beat Beattie or Colin Todd?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of one of the hallmarks you need to be a top player. He was rapid, and so you could play high, because if the ball went over the top of you, who's going to get there before him? Colin Todd or Beattie, as it turns out.
And he could read the game, couldn't he, Colin Todd?
And he was a very clever player as well. He could be looking down the right wing, and the ball would hit me on the chest on it inside left. You know what I mean? So, and he'd occasionally look at me and he said, "Didn't catch you out, did I?" "Well, we're playing." And I go, "Well, yes, he did." Yeah. So he was a superstar, and saw him not so long ago. Still looks like he could play now.
Yeah.
So he's one of them, and I wouldn't say freakish, but he has not aged in like 100 years.
And as hard as nails, wasn't he? Hard as nails, Colin Todd.
Of course.
He used to knock you about, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Half on purpose, but half joking.
Yeah.
But he had a set to in midweek. I think we played West Ham at Upton Park, and he had a set to with Billy Bonds.
Ooh,
it's the best fight I've ever seen. It is the best fight I've ever seen. Yeah, and they were both still standing, but they both got their orders.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, we won out that night. The pair of them did not move a muscle, and they were firing punches before we could get there. And so I think I might have tried to jump in, and Mark Dennis said, "No, let them fight." or somebody did anyway,
Probably Mark Dennis, because he was a lunatic and all, wasn't he? Have we got any decent Mark Dennis stories?
He was a really, really good player.
Because him and his missus used to have a bit of a bull and a cow, didn't they?
Well,
it's been known.
Allegedly.
Yes.
But no, he was a great kid. I mean, he had some record for being sent off.
Yeah.
Because I think he had a flashpoint that was fairly quick.
He got Bawley sent off, didn't he, down the Blues?
Yeah.
I think it was in the FA Cup. Him and Bawley were right having a go, and Bawley fell for it.
He wouldn't roll over anyone.
No, he's a nutter.
And he was a tough kid. But it shouldn't override what a good player he was.
My best left back ever to play for Birmingham. Mark Dennis. Mark had got
sensational.
Everything. Yeah,
sensational. And as you say, he had some component parts that were really, really important. And then went on Southampton, maybe 7, 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
And,
he did.
So he had. But he was just born and bred
him as well.
Rock hard, you know.
Yeah. Terry Curran played against him a few times. He said Mark Dennis was an animal.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. But what a player as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think Mark had got everything. I think it was just his indiscipline at times.
Occasionally.
And his attitude.
Sure.
Maybe didn't give him 8 England caps. Because I think Dennis is like top draw.
He was some
top draw.
Yeah. And of course at that time, I don't know who they had, Kenny Sanson, Derek Statham.
Yeah.
They had some good ones as well.
Both good, but I still think Mark was better.
But he was phenomenal, and obviously for a while I think Dylan played in front of him.
Yeah.
And they were pals.
Yeah.
And, you could never tell who was the winger and who was the fullback, because they just kept changing all the time. And they were very, very good, the pair of them.
They used to go to Frank's place in Riverside, didn't they? And shoot rabbits and do donuts in cars.
Well,
allegedly.
I ain't sure I know about that.
As in Frank's book, 1 on port 2.
Can we just talk about being in a restaurant?
that was before the Chelsea game, wasn't it, the restaurant?
Well, honestly, when he turned up at my house, Kirbytree said, Frank's gone. I said, what do you mean he's gone? He says, well, he's outside. And I said, he's forgot. And he says, well, we better go and see what he wants. So anyway, before we could get out to him, he's come in. He says, come on, new place up in Solihull.
Yeah.
It's opened up. We're going for a bite to eat. I said, Frank, it's a shame, mate, but we've got a game tomorrow. You've forgotten, haven't you? He went, no. I said, of course I haven't. I think it was Chelsea.
Well, Chelsea beat them 5-1.
And he says, well, I'll be all right. Anyway, he had a friend with him. And Coach, she said, we are dead. If we go out with him now, we're dead. And I said, well, he said we'll be back by 8:30. He says, oh, really? He said that every week since I've known him. And anyway, so we've gone up there and girl was really nice. And he was with her and we were just chatting. And in fairness, we were back about 8:30.
Yeah.
And he was still convinced that we were going to get done in. And anyway, we had that really, really good result against Chelsea. I think it was a Wednesday night.
Yeah, it was Tuesday night. Beat them 5-1.
Yeah, and we're walking off, and he said to the pair of us as we were walking off, he said, "See, you worry about nothing." And we looked at each other.
And the shoulders are going as well.
We looked at each other, and it was a bit like Nottingham Forest. When they had that European Cup team. Everyone was like a fantastic player for Forest. Anyway, he's got the ball. I thought, where's he going with this? And he's wandering over to the right. I'm thinking, what's he doing? Go that way. He's got to come back on his left foot.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's rifled one with his right foot. Sure, they moved. And he's just hit the extension. And in actual fact, there was a delayed reaction from the fans because there was just a hush. It was incredible what he'd done.
I was there that night, yeah.
So I ran over to him. We were walking back. I went, what the... I said, what happened there then? He says, special occasions. I went, wow. And I laughed out loud. We're still playing the game, And we were laughing like we were training, And that's what he brought, really.
Yeah.
He settled everybody down.
Fun.
Even when he had his own disappointment, might have been left out a few times, he'd go, come on. I remember once we were playing at Charlton, and I think, I got a couple of goals or whatever, and he was still waiting for a goal, or can't quite remember. But as I'm walking back out, as I'm walking off at half time, great big lump of mud hits me on the head. I thought, what was that? I turn around, and it was him. I went, what? He went, you could have squared me that one. I went, what one? He says, the one you hit the bar with. I went, well, hit the bar. He says, my confidence is down, and I need a hand. I went, you're Frank Worthington. He says, forget that. He says, forget that. I need a hand. And so just occasionally, even someone like him needed a leg up, and never forgot it. And I tried like mad, to make sure I could always help him, and because that's the effect he had on, well, certainly me. And I think it was probably the rest of the season. It was up and down, and he got up.
Yeah, sure.
And then he kicked on. To be fair, he got a number of goals in the first division, and never looked back. But it just reminded me that everyone needs a leg up from time to time, and even him.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
What we got there, Keith? You're looking in your book.
I've been looking at this book for ages. I'm fascinated listening to these stories, because what I've got in front of me is that Notts County promotion.
Yeah.
And you say post Trevor, how the money was invested. Look at the team that day. All bar two of them eventually made over 100 appearances.
What was the team just for?
In goal was Jeff Whelans.
Good goalkeeper, wasn't he, Jeff?
Kevin Broadhurst, Terry Lees, Alan Kirbishley, Joe Gallagher, Colin Todd, Alan Ainscough, Don Givens, Keith Bertschin, Archie Gemmell, Kevin Dillon. What a team that was. Yeah.
I mean,
Todd never scored for us, though.
Again.
Who, Colin?
Colin Todd. It was a weakness in his game.
Yeah. I mean, Merrick never scored for us neither in over 700 games.
Terry Lee's played because Mark was suspended.
Yeah.
Huge player for us, Mark was.
Yeah.
And fairness to Terry, done okay. And we got over the line. But
he was.
Because he was such an integral part of our team,
How about Lange as well? Because David Lange, he was a great right back for Blues.
Yeah. He was at the end of my career.
Yeah.
A good lad, great lad. And
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hi, this is Robert Mays from The Athletic. This time of year always gets busy, but that's when having Peloton in my life really makes a difference. The new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ, helps me fit in great workouts no matter what's on my schedule. It's Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move. Peloton IQ plans your workouts, tracks your progress, and corrects your form so you can train smarter and make the most of your time. Let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Really, really nice lad as well. And good player.
Quality.
Good player, yeah. So, but very quiet, understated.
Yes.
Just got on and done his job.
Cluffy used to call him Irishman. Never used to call him David, just Irishman. Sort of Miami's going. You
always was injury proud. I mean, there's our chapter on managers, and just mentioned Jim Smith. He was with us from March 1978 to February 82, and his win ratio was 32.4.
Yeah, I think it was the 8th of February, wasn't it, that they sacked Jim?
I don't know.
Saunders coming dinner? Because Saunders had left Villa on either the 8th or the 9th of February, and then we got rid of Jim. I think that's the biggest mistake Birmingham ever made. I love Jim Smith. He's my favourite manager.
He had a new car. He came out the first day, bought in the training ground. He was quite pleased with himself.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mark's gone into the groundsman's up. We had an old groundsman called Lionel. He says, Lionel, what paint's you got in there? Lionel says, I've got some white, obviously. He said, I've got some yellow here. He said, okay, I didn't say no more. Anyway, Jim went out. I don't know if it was the first day, but he hadn't had the car very long. Yeah. And all his tyres were yellow. He painted all his tyres.
Well, was he a white kid colour?
But he had to wait. He was behind a tree. He had to wait for him to come out.
Dennis was brave, because Jim Smith was a bit of a...
Yeah. But he loved Mark, Jim did.
Yeah. Well, they were both fiery, wasn't they? Both fiery.
Yeah. But, it was quite, he was quite funny, but sometimes would just maybe be on the edge.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a good kid, Mark. And
yeah, quality. Jeff Lynne, we've got to talk about the great Jeff Lynne, because music is all, I mean, Alan Hudson, Uddy always says, Paul, music and football go hand in glove. And we do a My Life, My Music, talking about music and football. So what songs remind you of Birmingham City, Keith? Have a think about it. But let's talk about the great Jeff Lynne and your times with Jeff down in his house in Meriden.
Yeah, well, through Trevor, who was his very, very good friend. Come and meet my pal, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was the first summer, you know, after the season we'd had.
Yeah.
And, you know, I met him and he said, well, come over anytime you want. He said, we can play a bit of football. I think that's the last thing I want to do. You know? Anyway, I said, can't I just listen to you? He said, no, we've got to go play football first. So, you know, he had a really nice place and lots of room. He also had, I wouldn't call it a pond, it was bigger than a pond, it was almost a small lake.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, you fish, don't you? I said, yeah. He said, well, bring your fishing gear, you know. So I've actually parked up. I haven't gone in there bothering him, so I just started fishing. Wow, this is a small lake and never been fished.
Right.
And it's full of fish.
Blimey.
And, oh, my God, I had about an hour and the keep net was full.
Blimey.
You know, all different carps. And
was it just carp that he had?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right, wow.
But so that was just fantastic, you know. And so he didn't even know I was there. So then I went.
But he's well happy when you went to this pond.
Well, put them all back. And so I went and I tried to find him, and I'm sure he probably met me. But we'd been at a do at Lorenzo's. You remember?
Yeah, yeah. Down Digworth Morning, just on the left, Park Street.
And he'd sung a little bit there, not on purpose, but he'd sung a bit there. And he was just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And we'd smashed the ball at each other for a little bit. And also he came to...
In Lorenzo's?
No. In his back garden. And a training ground.
Yeah.
Because he was so close to Trevor. He'd come down and it was when I just arrived, and so I'd met him and done all the sort of silly things like within 2 seconds I had an ELO t-shirt and all this sort of stuff. I was like a fan.
Yeah.
Which I was.
Well, we all were.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And, but then, you know, when he sang, I'm sure it wasn't effortless for him, but my God, it was just fantastic. And I think, you know, in those days it was the cassettes.
Yeah, it was,
you know, that you put in like those little
or the LPs,
and obviously Out of the Blue, I think, was probably the one in that year. Getting to see him quite a lot and then see him work as well. Well, I don't think I've seen some really, really good performances.
Yeah.
By far, I would ever listen to, and it just kind of. And there was Bevan and one or two of the other boys there but Jeff and Bev I used to see quite a bit, and they were just fabulous, you know. And we went. I think I saw him certainly 2 or 3 times, and just memorable, and the fact that you know, they were just so normal, and do what they could do. Especially, I suppose, Jeff, with the fact that write it and everything.
And he'd layer it as well, wouldn't he? He was like a producer,
exactly. And he knew exactly.
Genius.
Knew exactly what he was doing. And,
remastered all the Beatles stuff as well, didn't he, Jeff Lynne? I'm sure he did, He's a legend.
So it just came, I'm sure it was hard work, but it seemed to come naturally to him, and his singing voice was just to die for. And, and not so long ago, I think it was he might have been at the NEC, maybe.
Okay.
Can't quite remember if it was a year or 2 ago, or 3 or 4 or 5 years ago now. But I just remember, I was getting quite choked up when he kicked off.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen him for 20, 30 years. You know, all those memories that when we were young.
And that's what I do with the songs. They evoke memories.
They did, and you know, I tie Birmingham obviously in with all of his stuff.
Yeah.
And he was something.
Yeah.
You know, he was really, really something. And the fact that whether I'd gone to his house or he'd come to the training ground, play football, smash get a young goalie in and he'd smash it in past him, and he loved it.
Was he any good at football, Jeff Lynn? Through memory.
He really enjoyed it. I mean,
he could kick a ball and control it.
He could kick it. Cool, not half. And he really enjoyed it. And but then all of a sudden he says, "Come on," he says, "I'll go back to work now." And he probably would never remember it, that it was as if it was yesterday to me. And he'd go under his house and start kicking off, and it was all soundproof. Yes. And I'm thinking, I was thinking, how lucky am I having my own concert? And it was and he'd stop and try, I've got to change that. So they were the special moments outside of playing, I remember. Yeah.
So what song do you want to add to our playlist, Keith? The song that evokes vivid memories of Birmingham City, your times playing, or your time managing with Brucey?
And I think, given where I was born, Last Train to London was quite good. However, the first album I heard and the songs on that album were obviously Out of the Blue.
Yeah. Mr. Blue Sky takes some beating, don't he? Sweet Talking Woman, I thought that was great. Yeah. Keith, music and you, what songs evoke vivid memories of your time? I mean, you've been supporting Birmingham City now. What was the first year that you went to watch a game?
When I was 8.
So that was 72 years ago, coming up next year, wasn't it?
54.
I was going to say, thank fuck for that, I'm shit at maths.
Yeah. Yeah.
1954, Roy Warhurst.
My first memory of a footballer was Gil.
Yeah.
Because in those days we used to send the kids down behind the goal, and he was just an immense, for an 8-year-old, physically he was big. You could understand why he was in goal, simply as a defence mechanism. But I'm still a season ticket holder. I go down with.
And that wasn't the best of years for Gil as well, was it? 53 and 54.
No, as I subsequently found out when I wrote his autobiography.
Don't call him 13.
But he loved an Eccles cake.
Did he really?
He was known as Mr. Eccles as well. That was another of his nicknames.
He worked at the C&U, didn't he?
Yeah,
Insurance. S&U, was it?
Because
down Edgbaston Street, wasn't it?
Coombs' business, that was.
Oh, was that Coombs'?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, credit.
So what songs do you remember with or associate with Birmingham City?
For me, it's Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And obviously, after Keep Right On.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get to...
Any other songs? I always remember when you played, Keith, Tainted Love was always on down the blues. Working My Way Back to You was always on there. Africa, Toto.
I don't get the connection with Israelites.
Well, it's the Villa Shite, isn't it? And that's why they kind of changed the words.
I've never quite understood this preoccupation with, singing about the Villa.
Don't get me started with that, please.
Because for me, I'm there for the blues. So, when they start SOTV and all that stuff, I just don't get it. I'm there for the blues.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't get any, wouldn't waste a minute of my time.
Blues first and last. And England, of course.
Yeah.
I remember Salah scoring a goal for Chile. And I stood up. It was that one goal who's brought it down and volleyed it. And I stood up. I've gone, fucking hell, what a goal. My old man's gone, sit down. You don't applaud a goal against Birmingham or England. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Special times, really, for whatever period you watch Birmingham, and I go now.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Yeah.
And they're just as keen now as they were whenever between us.
Nothing changes, does it? No. Everything changes, but nothing changes.
It's incredible.
It's passed on, isn't it?
Because I was raised in Small Heath.
Okay.
In Homewood Road, just off Green Lane.
Yeah.
My family was obviously blue. They weren't called blue noses in those days.
It was Barry Fry that brought that phrase, wasn't it? Blue noses. I'd never heard of blue noses.
We had a walk down the down Green Lane onto the Coventry Road, and then down to the Cattle Road entrance. And there was always that feeling I had as a kid of expectation, enthusiasm. I don't care what happens, I'm just going to the Blues. I still get that now as a septuagenarian.
The characters still remain in my mind. You know? Unfortunately, that can be scrambled from time to time. But, you know...
it's a long time ago.
Terry Hibbett.
What a player he was,
Gary Pendry. Jimmy Calderwood. Obviously, Big Joe. Tony One.
He was a good player, wasn't he, Tony One?
Yeah, really.
Class, wasn't he?
Great lad as well.
Yeah. Jimmy Smith broke his leg, didn't he? Newcastle.
That's right. There was a fair bit of...
Yeah, there was. Pat Edwards told me about it.
And so, you know, played with a lot of good players at Birmingham, and older ones and young ones. Terry was a good player. You know, Gary Emanuel.
He had a great left foot, didn't he?
So yeah, he did. Yeah, and John Connolly and Gary Jones. All these.
Gary Jones was a bit fiery, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he could be.
Yeah. But all really great lads, you know, and that was the first team I came into. And then I think, you know, once I had all my injury the second season, and Trevor, by the time I'd got fit, had gone to Forest.
Yes.
It was almost like a new team.
Yeah.
Yeah, only Joe. Probably,
it was.
Only probably Joe was still there, you know, and then Mark had come through and Dylan had come through. We've got Ainscough.
Bought him from Blackpool, didn't we?
Yeah.
Alan Ainscough.
Don had arrived, and then later, Frank then came a little bit later. I think he'd been playing in America.
He certainly. Frank's always maintained that he was the one that put the rowdies into Tampa Bay, didn't he? And they asked him, did he prefer AstroTurf or grass? And he said, I've never smoked AstroTurf.
So those lads, you know, they just keep coming back to us. And great lad. And, you know, I still see Joe, Gary Pendry, Tony One.
Gary Pendry, what a Blues stalwart and legend, wasn't he, Pendry?
Oh yeah, and really great knowledge of the game.
Yeah,
great knowledge of the game, and he's sharp as a tack now. So
because he's one of the four for Saturday, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Gary's one of the four.
But
he was offered the Scotland job, you know, as assistant.
Yeah,
I think Strachan had been offered it, or Strachan did it. Big Ron told me.
Yeah,
and he turned it down. He says no, they should be Scottish.
Yeah, I agree
with
that.
I get that, but I mean,
legend.
You wouldn't find anybody with better know-how.
No, not at all.
Than Gary.
Yeah,
he studied the game naturally almost, and a really, really good player, good lad, and
Ron loves him.
Nothing wrong with him, you know.
Yeah.
He's just completely still together, and
Did he ever tell you about when he went to because he went to the Albion, didn't he, after the Blues?
Yeah.
And Ron stopped a training session the once he's gone, hey, as he does, Big Ron. He said, I don't know what they taught you at your old club, but at this club we pass the ball to each other.
The biggest pain for Gary was misspelling of his name.
2 R's in it, isn't there?
And the E very often missed out at Pendry at the end.
Pendry, yeah.
You know, when you talk about Birmingham, loyalty, length of time, he fits all the bills.
He does,
But talking of names, Keith, you've survived 60 years. I've survived 70 years with the name Keith. The name Keith.
With Keith.
Yeah, there's not many Keiths now, is there?
But the thing is, every time you watch a sitcom or anything and there's a weird character in there,
their name Keith.
Like in The Office. You know, The Office?
Do you know, I've never watched any of The Office. No. Never seen it.
There's a great big weird bloke. Guess what his Christian name is? Keith.
Yeah,
Keith.
Well,
it's true, though, isn't it, Keith?
You know, it comes home to roost.
But we've survived.
It's all... We're making it. And, I mean, listen...
Yeah. Of course you are,
and you just have to work a little bit harder to stay sharp. A little bit better. We've still hopefully got... certainly a little bit more fun to come, and
absolutely
the next children and grandchildren.
Exactly,
so, it's all different depths, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the sport goes, you can't change anything. It was great.
Yeah.
Had an extended run with both playing played into my 40s and coached into my mid-60s.
How old was you when you scored that brilliant goal for Aldershot? That was a worldie, wasn't it?
35.
I mean, what? Have you seen that? Go on YouTube, Keith Bertschin, Aldershot. What
my last swan song, I think. Yeah, Browne told me I went because he was a manager at the time, and he was an old friend of mine from Ipswich.
Yes, yeah.
And so it was done some driving, by the way.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
And even with Steve, we're going up to Wigan, we're out to Sunderland. In fairness, we did have to stay at Sunderland, but on the coaching side of things. But, we got through a few tyres, but all good fun. And
you wasn't with Steve at the Villa though, was you?
No. So
could have done with someone catching that cabbage.
No, there's only so far you can go. But in fairness, the irony of all of this, and probably I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it, but one of the kids I got on first really well with when I first came here was Andy Gray.
Yeah.
He'd come over to Solihull and we'd hooked up, became friends. And then a friend of mine, a business friend of mine, had booked a holiday for the pair of us, me and him. And all of a sudden he rings me up on the Friday, and he was in fairly big business.
Yeah.
And he said, I can't go to Spain, but anyone you can get. I said, it's Friday night. Who am I going to get? And just as a kind of long shot, I rang him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, what time is it? What time have we got to be there? And it's Friday night. He says, what time have we got? I was about 12 o'clock at the airport.
Yeah.
And anyway, we went, the pair of us. Oh, we had a great time, and we get to the hotel, and Brian Flynn was in there with his family, and John Pratt was in there.
Yeah,
the old
Tottenham, John Pratt,
so, of course, lo and behold, there was another couple of European players, Swedish and Norwegian players in the hotel. Andy, being Andy, he says, "Oh, we've got to play the waiters with all these players." And
you have some money on it.
we played all the staff, and it was all good fun. Yeah, so we actually had a trip together, and it was.
So you went out together then in Spain, but in '77 when you destroyed them at Villa Park, he wouldn't go out with you that night.
No,
win, lose or draw, we're going in on the town, didn't he?
Yeah. Don't matter who wins.
Yeah, we're going out, all of us.
And then I went round there, and he said, "Well, you've completely wrecked the weekend." I said, "Well, where are we going?" He says, "We're going nowhere. We're staying in this lounge, you idiot." And
it's a great header, though.
Well, it was another wonderful ball from Francis.
Yeah, it was. Calderwood played it to Trevor, bang over.
Yeah.
The Whitney end was magnificent, wasn't it?
And the place was so full. I remember
testing the pitch.
Not poo-pooing.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful what I say here.
You didn't think it was a rivalry, did you?
And I said, hang on a minute, thinking,
losing Villa.
They're in Birmingham. And then I've gone down, because they had the dressing rooms halfway up the stand in them days.
Yeah.
So I've gone down just to sort of check the pitch out. And there must have been 500 fighting on the pitch. I went running back up there, I closed the door, I said, could have underestimated this game a bit. It was like a war, and there was hundreds of them fighting. I thought, Christ, and they were crying of laughter, all the lads. I was saying, I think I could have underestimated this game a bit. And anyway, to get the only goal and then go round his house.
Yeah.
He says, well, you've completely wrecked the weekend. He says, what have you come round here for?
But if he'd have gubbed us, you'd have been on the piss, wouldn't you?
So he would have just put me on a dance, wouldn't he, or something, So, but anyway, it was just another good day. I'm sure he had many good days against Birmingham because
he did have a few. To be fair,
he was that sort of player.
Yeah, he did. To be fair,
for that first year, that was kind of the icing on the cake. Doing a double.
Although
Trevor scored.
We did. Yeah, they could have been on for a treble that year. Got dumped out the FA Cup. It's the year they won the League Cup, and I'd done a podcast with Andy, and I says, "Have a guess who done you twice?" And he's gone through Arsenal, no, Chelsea, gone through all the time, and I've gone. Birmingham, he's gone fucking never did that.
Oh, yeah, so many times. And, many times that I'd gone round and, he was either buoyant or because, whatever sort of, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's rivalry forever here.
Yeah.
He left a huge mark in. You know, he was some player for them.
Yeah, he was, to be fair.
He was brave beyond belief.
Similar to you, and you took a little bit from him, didn't you?
He could jump, and he was so like focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really great, but of course, like us all, he got smashed up a bit as well.
Yeah, he did.
And
and his
it was
knees.
just our friendship, really.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
No one had really tried to make a friendship. It just happened.
Yeah.
When I thought, oh, this could be tricky. If we go good hiding, and it was the first game, first Villa game I played.
It was, yeah.
And it all worked out quite well for us. And he did speak to me for ages, even though I was with him. But no, so
fantastic.
Yeah, it was happy days, happy memories.
Happy days. Keith, what's the easiest way to buy your book? Amazon, go in a search engine.
Well, at the moment, you can only buy it one place, and that's at the
is it only at the club shop?
Only at the club shop.
They've
got it exclusive.
Yeah, that's till the 1st of December. End of November.
Yeah, end of November.
Yeah.
So you can get it in the shop online. They haven't got many left.
No.
Unless they've reordered it. Yeah.
Do you know how many they've run? Have they run like thousands and thousands?
I wouldn't think
Yeah. There's thousands and thousands, isn't there, of books that you need to sell. So get in quick and buy Keith's book.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, it's incredible for me, but the two home games, Portsmouth and Millwall, I think it was.
Yeah, that was
wet night. I mean, they've been really supportive to the book, and on the big screens either end.
Yeah, they have. I've seen it against Millwall.
Book was up there, and that's the only way I'm ever going to get my name on there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was there with Jude, and Jude said, "Grandad, did you write that book?" I says, "No, but Dicko did."
But again, it's just different skills, isn't
it is, yeah.
So,
I'm still looking for mine.
Well, I would imagine that you'll have plenty. I'm sure we'll find that out in the book.
Yeah. I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Boys, it's been an absolute blast. It's been fantastic.
It's really nice to meet you.
The two Keiths.
Listen to some of your stories. It was great.
Great skills.
And remember to Jim Lavery.
I'm going to go and buy one.
Yeah. But before you go, you have got to sign Jude's autograph book. I'm going to go and run and get it in my car. I forgot to bring it in.
Do you remember me to Jim
thanks for listening, guys.
Jim Lavery. Yeah, I will.
Ta-ra, keep right on. Boys, just say ta-ra to all the fans, will you?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, fans.
Thanks for your time. Bye.
Keep up the good work.
Boys book.
This episode is proud to be sponsored by Now, where you can stream Sky Sports flexibly. Catch the biggest games this season how you want, when you want. The football season is back, and you can keep up with all the action on Sky Sports with a Now membership. Whether you're perched on the edge of your sofa or hiding behind it, you can capture more of the drama this season with Now. The heat of the moment, the 90th minute winner, that last-ditch tackle, the pride on the line, and the best bit, you can dip in for the derby or stay for the season. With a Now month membership, you can stream all Sky Sports channels flexibly. No fuss. Go to nowtv.com to find out more about sports memberships. 18 plus, UK only. Minimum speed 2.5 megabits per second. Live scheduling may be subject to change. Full terms apply.
Hi, this is Robert Mays from The Athletic. This time of year always gets busy, but that's when having Peloton in my life really makes a difference. The new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ, helps me fit in great workouts no matter what's on my schedule. It's Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move. Peloton IQ plans your workouts, tracks your progress, and corrects your form so you can train smarter and make the most of your time. Let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.